propane stand up here on my rack. It's going to hold my propane bottle instead of having it on the back of my on my hitch on the back. It'll be a lot safer. So I was going to put a piece of wood here and use it to space it, but it looks like if I lift it up about right there, I got holes that'll line up on both sides. So it'll be a little higher than I want, but that's fine. So I'm here at the Lowe's working on this, and I'm going to go in here and see what I can find to mount this. If I could find some kind of square U-bolt with thick enough straps on the outside, I can just run the U-bolts up this way and strap it. If not, I'm going to have to get some flat bar steel and mount it with bolts. Here's what the front of it looks like. It's got these straps that go through here and clamp down and clamp the bottle in. Well, that didn't really work out. I found some U-bolts, but they're slightly off. So I could drill the holes out or whatever, but I don't really want to do that. I can get this thing out and look at it here. These are 2 inches apart, and the bolts I found was like 2.5 to center. But they're skinnier. These are 3/8 holes. So yeah, that's not going to work. I'd have to elongate these holes to make that work. So I think I'm just going to make some metal straps, like one here and just put bolts through it, and then I could put the holes in the strap wherever I want. So I'm going to take this back up on the roof and mark it. So I think I'm just going to go 1 inch past that hole and 1 inch past that hole, and whatever that overall length is, I'll cut a strap and then just drill these holes out and use bolts. Alright, it's a nice day out. I'm gonna go find a trailhead or somewhere to go hike and do something to get outside before this cold front comes through. And then I'll have to figure out that strap thing later. Alright, I'm here at Taylorsville Metro Park, and I'm just going to go for a short walk down the bike trail. And here's the map, or here's the mile marker thing. I'm going the other way though, down towards downtown Dayton. There's a lookout here. There's stairs that go down there. There's a trail down here at the bottom that I've never hiked before, and I'm not sure where it goes. I'm just going to continue on down that way. I'm not going to go too far. I'm just trying to get out and stretch my legs a little bit. I'm out here enjoying this weather before it gets cold next week. It's supposed to get like down to like Arctic temperatures, I guess, starting on Sunday, I think. So I'm out here enjoying this now. It's probably in the, I don't know, it feels like it's about 40. I'm out here in a t-shirt and a flannel, but might as well enjoy it while it lasts. I hiked this trail all the way down to downtown Dayton and back once, and then back up that way. I went past the parking lot and hiked a little that way and back, and I was getting my patch for, because this is the Buckeye Trail right here, this is part of it, and I hiked so many miles and I'll get a patch, and I'll have to show that when I get back. But I got like a 50 mile and I think a 100 mile patch. I'm doing some troubleshooting on my solar install on my new lithium battery. it don't really make no sense because right now it's at 12.9 volts. It's been at 50, it's at 56 now. It's been around there for 2 days. See, I used 107 amp hours in the last 2 days. The solar charge controller is off because I flipped the switch off. I'm trying to take it out of the equation, but what's going on is I'll use the heater all night. It's running right here. It's running right now. But I'll use the heater all night, and it's drawing 4 amps. And then I'll wake up in the morning and I'll turn my engine on, and the DC charge controller will go up to like 19 amps or whatever. It's a 20 amp DC charger. It'll go up for like a couple seconds, and then if this is on, it'll go into float, but the state of charge won't go up. So it was on float a few minutes ago, so I just shut the solar off, and now I'm gonna just drive around with the solar off and just take it out of the equation, just strictly run on my DC charger and see if that does anything. And I know it works because every once in a while it will charge it. It's kind of acting like the battery is full, but maybe these settings are wrong. The other day it jumped up to 100% about right when it should have, but then other times it'll jump to 100%, and then 2 hours later it's still taking a charge. Because right here I can see the current that's going in, so this will say 100%. I think this said float, I don't remember, but then you'll still see like 19. If I'm using my DC charger, you'll see 19, 20 amps coming in. If I'm plugged in, you'll see like I think it's a 40 amp charger or 60. I don't remember. I think 40. But it's just like a wall charger, and it's still taking charge even though this says 100%. And now it's saying 50% and not taking a charge. So I don't know. I'm messing around with that today. I'm still troubleshooting the heater. I have shore power right now, so I got this electric heater heating up this battery compartment so I could see if it's the BMS kicking off. I think last time I looked it was like -6 outside or whatever, something negative something. I turned the see if I can get that in focus there. I turned the engine on and it just goes like the DC charger's not doing anything. It's just the voltage jumps up to 14, but it's not giving it any current. I had the solar off. Right now I have the solar on and it's in bulk, and it's giving it 0.92 amps, but I'm running my heater too. I'm getting 66 watts, so it's charging. So I know that tells me everything's working. I mean, if it's got a positive current right here, that means it's charging. I didn't mean to hit that, but so that tells me the BMS is not kicked off, but I'm heating the battery up anyway. Just try to see if that. I was trying to eliminate that problem, and then my feet started to get cold, so I turned my heater on. But I'm like at 12.98 volts. Last night I got down to like, I don't know, like 12. I think when I got up today it was like at 12.7, and I was running the heater constantly all night. I turned the solar off, and I was going to get up today and turn the van on and do the DC charger, and it just did the same thing. I was trying to eliminate the solar out of the equation. So yeah, I'm still messing around with that. I don't know what the deal is. I did talk to somebody, and they said that my Renogy DC charger may not play nice with this Victron because it can't communicate. So I'm trying to eliminate that, and hopefully I don't have to buy I'm thinking about buying the Renogy DC charger just so everything works together, but I'm trying to make this work, and because it worked before, so I don't know. I'll just keep troubleshooting. I didn't film it because I was trying to figure out my battery all day. I wasn't thinking about filming. I was just trying to get this to work, but I wired up this kill switch today, and I unhooked. Well, what happened was I unhooked my batteries to, that was one of the suggestions from Renogy, to restart my DC to DC charger. And it was like 30 minutes, so I unhooked the batteries, let it sit there, and while I was waiting, I wired that up. And I sat here and let it charge on solar for a while, and now the solar went out because it's about nighttime out. Getting there. But my charge controller shut off. Not sure where it's at now. Guess it's in bulk. Well, it's off. No, it's off actually, yeah. It's off because it's not getting any current. But as soon as I saw it go off, I figured I'd try and start the van up, and now I'm getting 15 amps. So I'm going to drive around and see how long this takes to charge up. Not really sure where I'm driving, but I'm not going to stop. I'm going to leave the van running, but I was thinking maybe Cedar Bog. Can't really see it, but I can go down to the parking lot, and maybe I'll go there later and actually hike it. But yeah, I'm just going to drive around just so I'm not here idling. I'm at 19 now. My refrigerator was running earlier. So now that everything's shut off, I guess it's getting close to full power. So, alright, let's go take a drive. We're coming into downtown Urbana, Ohio now. I grew up right outside this town, on the north end of town. This is the square up here. They've redone this like so many times because it's a roundabout. They got a statue in the middle of it, and all the semis would run up all over it, over the curb all the time. So they've redone it a lot. The store right across the street there used to be might still be Carmazzi's. I used to go there and get candy for a penny all the time. I guess I can go straight and go drive by that. I was going to turn right here, but right here on the right. Yeah, it is still Carmazzi's. I ain't been in there in a while. But I figured since I'm driving around, I'd kind of just drive around and do like a tour of stuff. So I was going to turn right back there, but I'll just turn right here. I got another place I want to show you. Right up here on the right, just past this light, there's a restaurant called the Farmer's Daughter. It used to be called Michael's Pizza, and that was my first job. That sunset looks pretty cool. Like all the clouds and all that around it. To the swimming hole out here, and this is where I locked my bike up out here once, and then drove my van to the other end, and then rafted back to this point down here, and then I had actually it was an inner tube, and I just deflated it, rolled it up on my bike, and then rode my bike back to where my van was. So I probably should have went to the beginning first, but I'll parking lot. I just chained my bike down there on that, there's a guardrail down there on that bridge. And then on the other side of that bridge is a swimming hole. I'm going to drive over there and see if I can see that. It's getting pretty dark, so I don't know what I'll be able to see. There's like a, I guess, I don't know what you call it, like a dam. It's like a drop-off thing. It only drops off a few feet, and you can lay down in it. It'll like corkscrew you around. It's kind of weird. If you lay the right way, it'll spin you. That's right across the street right here. This would be a nice place to camp, and I actually don't even see a sign that says you can't, but I've never tried it. It just says no parking, and that's on this road right here because there's a farm back here. See if I can get that without getting out, but it's right down there, so maybe I'll get out so you can see it. So these signs are just about fishing or whatever. Yeah, let's get out and I'll show you that dam. When I rafted, I stopped at that bridge. I didn't really want to go over it, but it's really not that high. It might be kind of fun to go over it. But I'm going to leave this running because I'm still at 100%. Well, it's not accurate. I reset it just because I had to set it to something when I disconnect my battery, but I'm at 13.4 volts, 19 amps. So I'm sure it's not even close to being charged. Alright, we're coming back into town now. Right up here on the right is Crable's Hamburgers. That's a good place. So it's right there by all them Christmas lights. That's a good place to go. And then up here across the railroad tracks is the Coffee Depot. The bike trail goes right by it. That's a good place to get a coffee. And then I've hiked this bike trail and rode this bike trail on my e-bike a lot too. I started up here by my mom's house, mom and dad's house, and so far I've rode it all except for the Cleveland, like from Cleveland to Columbus. But there's a part that I didn't do between there, but I went from Kentucky all the way to past Columbus. So I'm trying to finish that someday. I didn't do that all at once. It took me a couple years, just like out and back. So really I've done it twice. But now we're coming back into downtown. There's the roundabout up here. Turn right and go north, or south, I mean. And then I think I'm going to head out to Cedar Ball. You can't really see anything, but I better pay attention here. You can't really see anything at Cedar Ball right now, like, because it's just a parking lot. Later I'll have to go check that out. When I was in the Boy Scouts, I helped build some of the walkways there. I doubt they're there anymore, but they made these wooden walkways to go through there because it's a bog. So you can walk through it without getting your feet wet. But I'm going to drive out to the parking lot and then probably turn around and come back into town. right here's the parking lot, and this is the bike trail also that runs right through this parking lot. But I think I'm going to drive over to this other lot that's actually Cedar Bog if it's open. I don't know if they put a gate on it or not. This is where I would park sometimes and ride my bike down that way and then come back. That's one of the stopping points. Or I'd go back the other way and run from the coffee depot there. Well, actually, no, there's another over. I didn't go there. I was going to, and I forgot. There's another lot over on, I think it's 54, that you can stop and run. That's like a couple miles down to here. Yes, they got a gate on it. Yeah, it's probably out of season for that anyway. But I've never been down this the rest of the way of this road, so I'm going to drive down here and see what's down here. I just saw a deer out in the road there. I have no idea where I'm at now. I'm just kind of driving around. This is the end of Woodburn Road. That's where Cedar Bog is. This is Dallas Road. I know where Dallas comes off the 68, but I'm gonna go this way. Let's see where we end up. That's how you find cool stuff. Just go out and get lost. Okay, I know where I'm at now. And I think I'm going to go to that road where that, I said there was a trailhead that I used to run from and go back to Cedar Bog. I think I'm going to go down that way. This trailhead's kind of hard to spot, even in the daytime, so and I usually come from the other direction. So I don't know if I'm close or not. I can't really tell. If I remember right, there's a bridge that the bike trail goes under, so that should be a clue when I'm about there. I think it's right after the bridge, actually. Alright, here's the Urbana city limit. Is this it right here? That's somebody's driveway. Actually, I think that was it. Because I think it does look like a driveway. Yeah, I think that was it. I missed it. But it's just a parking lot. And it's just a parking lot with a bike trail that goes down to Cedar Bog. I always come from the other direction. I don't know where I'm going to go next. I was thinking about going out to the city park, and then I was going to go to the beginning of that where I went to did that rafting trip with my bike. Trying to think of the best way to get out. I guess I could do that. Go out there next. Because I've been driving for about an hour now, and I was actually going to pull into that parking lot back there and check my phone, my Victron app, to see where my batteries are at, because it's already blacked out. So I got to open up my phone again to look at it and see where I'm at. So I think I'll pull in this parking lot up here and do that, and then go out to that out there by the river where I started my rafting trip, or tube. It was like a tractor tube, so I can just like deflate it, roll it up tight to this is the parking lot here. This whole parking lot was full when I was out here, and they kind of redid it. I got my phone lit up, but I haven't looked at it. So it's been over an hour, and I'm at 13.4 volts. I knew I was nowhere near 100. So I might go to the park, drive around a little bit, and then go back and just try to plug the shore power in. I didn't want to, I probably could have done that before, but while it was charging, I didn't want to mess with it. So it sounds like maybe I just had to wake the BMS up or something, like it got cold. It was like negative something, like 6 or something last night. But I don't think my battery really got that cold. I had my heat on the whole time, and then I plugged a space heater in and pointed that at the battery. I think just disconnecting it for a while. I disconnected it for like 30 minutes, and then while I was wiring that switch in, and I think maybe that reset it. So I don't know. Hopefully it's good now. I don't know why it kicked off to begin with, but it's kind of been giving me problems. I ordered a Victron XS. It's like a new one. I guess it's smaller and it doesn't make as much heat as the other ones. So that way I'll have all Victron stuff and they'll communicate with each other. And it should just use the same wiring. So hopefully I won't have these problems, because it just seems like when my solar was on, that the Renogy wasn't working right. And as soon as the solar kicked off, I don't know, there's all kinds of, there's different things going on that I can't explain. It's just something wasn't right, and I don't know, but it's working now, so that's good. Alright, this is the city park here. There's a bike trail right here that's connected to all the other bike trails. And then, I know you can't see it because it's dark, but up here, right here on the left, this is the city pool. I used to swim here all the time when I was a kid. I wish I would have done this all during the day to actually see stuff, but it just happened to start charging now, so this is when I decided to drive around. There's another pond up here where these Canadian geese hang out. There's like a stage up here where they got music. They usually have a couple bands up here in the summer. Catch and release fishing. Alright, I'm gonna head back and try the shore power and see if I can continue charging this, because it's still going. It's been an hour and a half. They ain't gonna show up, but I got the shore power going. Shut the van down. It's charging at 37 amps now. So I got a timer. I put the stopwatch on so I know how long it's going to charge, or how long it's going to take to get full, to give me an idea of how depleted my battery was. So I finally got the battery charged. I just left it plugged in last night. I left my timer going, and it took about 6 hours past when it said 100. Well, actually, it was when it started charging. It was already at 100%, but when it started charging, I started the timer, and then when the charger went to float, I kicked it off at 6 hours. Right now, I'm in bulk, and I'm getting 59 watts off the solar. It's charging at 4.06 amps. I'm about to start the vehicle up. I'm at 92%, so the DC charger should start charging. But what's been happening is it just automatically goes to float. Well, it goes to absorption and then float. I guess because it sees the high voltage from the DC charger. So let's see what happens. I'm gonna start this up. So it went up to 14, 22, 23. Okay, now it's working. Now I'm getting 23 amps total, because I'm getting 19 or 20, probably 19, because of the losses off of my DC charger, and the rest is for my solar. Well, that's cool. It's working how it should for now. It kind of does this off and on, so I don't know. I ordered the Victron one anyway, just because I want to be able to monitor it better than just going through my shunt. So we'll just keep checking that out and see what happens. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.